Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, Fisher's Game Day, but this time for basketball. Here we are. This is going to be a great game today. We're playing Westfield. Guys, what a season we've had so far. The Tigers almost undefeated until lost from Carmel. Gentlemen, want to touch on that game a little bit? Sam, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I mean, the season's been really good so far. You know, one loss. Any team who has one loss, you know they're having a good season. But, yeah, I like everything I'm seeing from the players. Keenan Gardner's led them. He's been a great leader the whole season. So, yeah, I love what I've seen.
Mr. Spooner teaches sports psychology at Fishers High School.
Yeah, Millen McCartney had 12 points in that game on 4 threes. John Anthony Hall also tipped in with 8 points and 4 rebounds. It was a close game all around. Up until late in the fourth quarter where Carmel gained a lot of momentum. Fisher's only lead of the night was when they were up 2-0 after the tip. The real question is this one is, can Fishers play from behind? They really haven't had very many close games all year. They've basically blown everybody out, and anytime they've been within a close game, it's always tougher when you get in those close scenarios, and you got to come up more down the stretch.
Yeah, they haven't really been tested like with a great opponent like that, because like obviously you see Carmel's record this year and it's not the greatest, but I mean they're Carmel, and if the game's at Carmel, of course it's going to be a tough challenge.
Even the some of the chants, you kind of had to plug your ears a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a little insane.
Carmel's also on a little bit of a hot streak. They also beat Ben Davis earlier in the week. They played #1 Lawrence North tonight, so yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup there.
Alex Judo, their point guard, like you said, he's just a stud. He went up for like 26, 28, I think. Guard play, it's hard to defend, you know. We had Cooper Zachary in foul trouble. John Anthony fouled out, so it was just hard to keep up, really, the whole game.
I mean, if Fishers has had a weakness this year, it's been a little bit of stopping the guard. I mean, they've had a little bit of inexperience. They have a little bit of a young backcourt, smaller backcourt. So, I mean, that plays a role. We'll see if see what they can do down the stretch late in the year.
I mean, all throughout the game, Carmel was out shooting Fishers at the free throw line like it was nobody's business.
Very good point.
I can't remember like Carmel missing more than 2 free throws.
Yeah.
That's just been a weakness for Fishers like the past 2 years. Whenever you get to the free throw line, you got to hold your breath.
Yep.
Let's go through. Want to go through the standings? Conference standings, HCC standings. So, in first place is the 5-0 Tigers, 16-1 total. I mean, we said it's been a really good season, other than that one loss, which was non-conference, Carmel. But 5-0 in the conference. They won the games they needed to. Yeah.
And secondly, we've got tonight. I mean, we got Westfield, 4-1 and 14-1 total. And what a record from the team. And I mean, playing the Tigers, what a great matchup this is going to be. I mean,
if Fishers wins tonight, they win the conference. However, if Westfield wins, Westfield's still in play for the conference.
We'll have a tie record at the top.
Yeah. Noblesville sits in there at number 3. They're 3-2 in the conference, 15-2 overall. They lost one of their better players last year, but they've really stuck. Yeah. They've been very good this year. They were a lot better than anybody expected them to be ultimately, and they've hung around the conference all year.
I was telling Ryan, Noblesville's there every year. They got a really good culture. Yep. They're always a hard-nosed defense team. We've seen the past couple of years they put up really good games with Fishers, always low scoring. They're just a good ball club.
I mean, their only 2 losses in the conference are against Westfield and Fishers, who are both above them. So.
Yeah. Zionsville is in the conference. They're standing at 4th. They're 2-3, 9-8. But again, like Noblesville and Westfield, they're kind of always there. I don't think they're out of it. Obviously, they can't win the conference, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're at the top.
They're pretty young too. I mean, they're going to be a threat next year, especially, and even years to come after that.
Oh yeah. And Zionsville.
Well, we got Brownsburg at 5th.
Brownsburg at 2-3, and total 10-9. I mean, there's a record, but I mean, a school that's primarily driven by sports.
I got the Westfield guys. They're talking a little bit of trash.
Oh boy!
Get out of here. Back to you, brother. You got it.
Yeah, Brownsburg also lost their best player in Kaden Catchings to overtime elite this year, which, I mean, that's a huge loss for them, and they played pretty well overall, losing him. I mean, he was a key part, if not basically all of their offense last year. They really moved the ball and played well without him.
Brownsburg?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brownsburg's a good team. They've had some good losses. They've had some bad ones. They gave Westfield their only conference loss of the year, but they also lost to teams like Avon and I think FC too.
They put up a good fight against Fishers when we saw them, but I mean, it's a good conference.
It's a really streaky team. Like, if they're hot, you don't want to play them, but...
Coming in after Brownsburg, we have Avon. They are 1-3 in the conference, 11-7 overall, but you know, I mean, it's just a young team. It's tough to compete in this conference when you're not built up. I mean, Fishers has built their program up from 4 years straight now. I mean, they've been consistently at the top, and I mean, when you're not at that point, it's kind of difficult to compete.
Franklin Central is right under him.
And just kind of alluding to what Ethan said there, I mean, Fishers being undefeated before last game, it just kind of is a testament to their abilities. I mean, looking at these records, we've got some big names on here, and none of them are even close to undefeated. So for Fishers to be there, that's high up basketball right there.
It sure is impressive.
Touch on that, like they finally got that first win off their shoulders. They can breathe a little bit. They don't have to worry about the undefeated perfect season. They can just go out there and play now.
And dead last, Fisher's rival, HSC, sitting at 1-4. 12-6, which is not a bad overall record, but
It's an improvement from last year.
Yeah. They've played kind of inferior opponents.
Yeah, I mean, they're not bad. They're not great, but they sit in the bottom of the pack. It's not a team that I would particularly be worried about seeing in the postseason. So, I mean, we'll see what they can do, but I don't see them making a state championship run this year.
I'd have to agree with you there,
That's for a reason.
I would. And kicking things off here, something a little different for game day. We're going to be getting into some rather specific predictions with one of our friends here, Zach Thomas. Let's welcome him on here to the stream.
Here he
Zach.
is.
To the show.
Zach, how are we doing? How are we doing?
Center of the
What's going
football
on,
team.
guys? I'm very excited to be here. It's a lifetime opportunity. I'm so happy.
That's
Betting
right.
expert.
That's right. Oh boy. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to give you some statistics, some stat lines, if you will. What are our predictions? What are we thinking? So first off, Sam, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I'll do it. It's Tayden over under 2.5 3-pointers made. And don't get mad, but I'm going to take the under on this one just because I really like Millen McCartney from beyond the arc. I feel like he's going to get most of the looks tonight. Tayden, he's a great shooter. He's been the best shooter for this team, but I feel like he's going to have a target on his back, having the highest percentage on the team. So yeah, I think Millen kind of takes the role as that second shooter and knocks down 3 or 4.
You know, and I like that, I do, but I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. I'm going to take the over. I think Tayden, I mean, we've seen him clutch up in a few games. Of course, he had that crazy clutch game. Where was that, Center Grove? What a crazy, I mean, he's got ice in his veins, that man. I'm going to take the over. Ethan?
I'm going to have to ride the under. Not because I don't think Tayden can make the 3 threes, because I think he's such a good three-point shooter that it's going to be a very big focal point for Westfield to stop him, and that they're going to have more success swinging the ball around the court and getting looks from other three-point opportunities.
You saw it last week. Fisher's offense was kind of in a lull against the Carmel defense. I think a lot of that had to do with Tayden's ability. They didn't let him shoot. They guarded the perimeter really well. And I think when Tayden's on, the offense is on. They're going to need to have their offense on tonight. I'm going to take his over.
I like that, but I mean, we can stand here and say whatever we want, but let's see what the expert thinks. Zach?
You know what I say? We lost the last game, but that just airs it out for Tayden more. Maybe go out there, have some fun with Tayden. Crazy stat incoming, hot. Every time Tayden takes 3 jumps pre-game, he makes 4 or more threes. You know what to do.
You heard it here first.
Wow.
You heard it
Inside
here
info right
first.
there.
Jumps.
CT, I mean, hey, look out for it. Guys, call the bookie. You never know.
Yeah. All right, I'll start this next one. Keenan over under 16.5 points.
Wow, what a
This is a
line.
heartbreaker
That's a
last
solid
week.
line. You know, he had 17 last week. Missed a free throw at the end, you know, to go over 17.5. But 16.5 this week. I'm going to say over. He's the focal point of this offense. He's just an elite post presence. He dominates the paint every game. I think he's going to get north of 20 points this game, so easily over.
Yeah, 100%. I'm slamming the over. I think Keenan's easily got out there. I mean, he just can finish so well. I'm excited to see what he does.
Yeah, Keenan's flying over 16.5 tonight. I don't think Westfield really has a big in the paint that can stop his physicality. And not only that, even if they did, he can step out and knock down a mid-range jump shot or a three-pointer if he needed to. 16.5 feels free tonight.
16.5 is way too low in my opinion. I mean, I think he's going to have over 2.5 and 1 tonight alone. He gets sent to the line a lot. He can finish. He gets all the hard, dirty points in. You know, I'm slamming the over as well.
CT, I mean, we've all been waiting for it. What do you think?
I've been flying the flag since even last year. I love Keenan. I think Keenan's one of the greatest players in the HCC. I don't think anybody can hang with his stuff. I think he can shoot, he can score, he can go in, drive, dunk, anything. Hammering the over.
I love it. I love it.
He's determined.
Take the over, guys.
Sherman.
Take the over.
Yes.
All right, next up, we got over under 3.5 dunks overall, both teams. I'm taking the under. Not the two most athletic teams in the HCC. You know, Keenan can throw it down, J.A. can throw it down. They got Nick Book, he can throw it down. But, no, I think there's more of a perimeter game tonight, under.
You know, Sam, I like you, I really do, but I'm going to disagree with you yet again.
It's not personal.
I'm going to go with the over. I think we're going to see a lot of dunks tonight, hopefully on some fast breaks, maybe some hanging on the rim action. You never know. I love to see it. I mean, I think 3.5 is low in my opinion. I'm going the over.
I'm going to have to roll with Sam here. I'm going to take the under. I think it's going to be, like Sam said, a perimeter game. I think it's going to rely on the three-point shot and a lot of jumpers. I don't think there's going to be a lot of fast break opportunities for a fast break dunk or anything like that. There are multiple opportunities for both teams. Have many players that can throw it down, but I'm going to go under 3.5 tonight.
Yeah, I agree with what Sam and Ethan said. I think it's going to come down to who can shoot the better three ball. I will expect to see a John Anthony Hall putback. I mean, he's good for one a game, but I don't think it's going over 3.5.
Let's see what the man himself thinks.
I think Jay's coming out for blood. You know, he plays football. He can jump. He can catch. He can do whatever. I think he's out for blood against Westfield. Even shouting out Westfield here, they got some jumpers themselves too. I think Keenan and Jay, maybe even Kirby, might get it done tonight.
Done.
Hammering the over, baby.
I love it. Kirby, I love it.
All right. Next up, we got Cooper Zachary with 3.5
What a stud.
assists, over
What
under.
a stud.
Hammering the over on this one. He's averaging 4 a game this year. I mean, he's the main facilitator on this team. I think he'll get 5 or 6 tonight. You know, I'm hammering the over for Cooper.
I mean, just an offensive juggernaut. I mean, just watching him play, he just looks like he knows what he's doing. I mean, he's very fundamental. I mean, he does everything right, and I think assist, I think we've got it. I'm on the over too, Sam. I agree with you.
Yeah, Cooper actually really reminds me of a player former Westfield player, Braden Smith. He's a little bit undersized, but he can do it all. He's good at moving the ball. He finds the open player. He can score if you need him to. He's good on defense. I'm taking over 3.5 tonight. I think he's going to get at least 6, 7. He might even. You can look for a double-double from him tonight. He's one of these sneaky players. He's going to be really, really good in the future.
Yeah, I think he averages about 3.5 on the season, and he's small, he's shifty, he gets inside, he draws out defenders, and he kicks it out. He has great court vision. I think 3.5 is way too low. I'm going to take the over as well.
Not too much to say. The over.
Well said. Well said.
It is a stud.
Lastly, we have John Anthony Hall over under 4.5 rebounds. I think this is another easy one, similar to Cooper's. I like the over here. If athleticism plays part of this one, you know, he crashes the board after every shot. I think this is an easy over.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said there. I mean, J.A., what an athlete. He can jump, he can run. What else do you need? Come on. I love it. I'm smashing the over.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over as well. The athletic ability's there, as we know. He can jump out of the gym. He crashes the boards. I like the opportunities he's going to have tonight. I think he's going to get at least 5 rebounds.
I'm going to defer. I'm going to take the under. Not that I don't think he can't get over 4.5 rebounds, but, you know, Westfield has a good big themselves, Nick Book. He leads Westfield in scoring and rebounds. And I think J.A. averages around 4.8 on the season, so I'm just going to take the under on this one.
Very respectful answer, but I think what everyone wants to hear is, GT, what are you thinking?
I've been doing the research. Like I said earlier, Jay can jump through the roof. He's hammering the over. I think you look for about 6 tonight.
6 tonight? Wow, I love that. Well, special thanks to ZT for coming on. What a pleasure. This guy, an expert, he knows what he's doing. ZT, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Love all the fans out there. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Alrighty, let's jump into some of Westfield's star players.
Yeah. Let's see what Westfield's got cooking.
So first off, their starting point guard, Trey Buchanan. He leads the team in scoring at 13.3 points per game. He shoots 40% from 3, which is a really impressive percentage for the volume that he takes. He leads the team in 3 points attempted, and having 40% 3 is really effective. He's a streaky player, though. He's at a season high of 33, but we've seen 5 or 6 games where he's been single digits. He's even had a game of 2 points.
He is a tricky player, but he is not the player that you want to let get hot. Seeing it firsthand, this kid can shoot it from all over the gym. If you let him knock down 2 or 3, he's going to have a huge night, and it's going to hurt.
The other night when we were looking at his points on Max Preps, we saw it's either he goes off or nothing. Yeah. It's either 20-something or 4. Yeah. He's really a streaky player, and it's hard to tell on like a night like tonight when it's a big game in the conference. It's just we're going to have to hope that he doesn't have a signature performance.
Well, he's really the focal point of that offense, and I think if Fishers can take him out, They're going to have a really, it's not going to be an easy win by any means, but it's going to make it a lot easier.
Don't let him beat you. Let their role players kind of step up.
Yeah. Just kind of calling back to that stat. I mean, 40% from three, being a high school basketball player, that's solid. I'm excited to see some of that tonight. Let's look into Nick Book. I know we talked about him earlier, but I mean, 12.7 points per game, averages 7.7 rebounds. I mean, insanely athletic player. I mean, he's got a great presence in the post. He's a lob threat. I mean, we got to watch out for him. Nick Book, anything to add?
I mean, yeah, their center, Nick Book, he really anchors the post. Like we had, he's a lob threat. You can see a lot of assists from Trey Buchanan or Will Harvey. They're two guards. Watch him running baseline. Watch him leap in the air. Yeah, he's a scary post presence for Keenan Garner to cover, but I think he can.
I'm really curious to see how this one goes. Nick Book's really, really athletic. He's a post presence, like Sam said. I think Keenan's going to be able to handle him, but it's going to be a fun matchup to watch all night for sure.
Interesting. You saw earlier in the season the Tigers, specifically Keenan Garner, go up against Flory Badunga, the best center in the country, Kansas commit, and I think he had like 4 points in that game. So if they can neutralize Book, obviously he's not the threat that Badunga is. If they can neutralize him, it's going to be easier on the inside of the paint. Yeah, moving on to Charles Farrell. He's not as big as a threat as the other people, but he's like a team glue. He averages about 7 a game. He shoots 50% from the field. He can shoot the three, but not at a high volume, so he's very picky when he shoots. But when he shoots, obviously 50% chance of going in. Yeah,
I wouldn't leave him open.
50% field goal shooter. He's not a dude that you want to give an open look by any means at all. You leave him open, it can come back to hurt you.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we got Will Harvey, two-sport athlete. He's also a golf player, and he committed to Purdue. Very good at golf. 6.9 points per game. He is a knockdown shooter, though. He's a little bit undersized. He's one of their smaller guards, but he plays a huge role in their offense. He moves the ball well. He looks for the open. He finds the open man. He crashes the boards occasionally, but he's really good in fast break as well. He's a player that can come back. Like I said, he can hurt them as well if they leave him open and if they give him an opportunity tonight.
Player that you see him make the right play almost every time down the floor. He's just a hard-nosed player, really good on the defensive end, so he's a player we got to look out for.
The game well.
Cooper Zachary type player out there.
Exactly. That's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
A very solid team, nevertheless. I mean, I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
But let's look at some other games besides this one. Let's take our picks for around the conference. Sam, you want to kick us off with Carmel and Lawrence North?
All right, this game is going to be at Lawrence North, which I think is going to play a huge part. But either way, I really like Lawrence North. They're actually ranked 24th in the nation. They're undefeated, 17-0. We're going to see the Tigers play them coming up here soon, but I'm going to take Lawrence North in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you here. I mean, we saw Carmel just beat Fishers, but I don't think it's going to last. I'm taking Lawrence North. I think they should ride this out while it lasts.
I think Carmel's going to shock the world tonight. They've really been playing well. They've got momentum going into the back half of the season. They've been playing really well as of late, and they've shown that they can win against big teams like Fishers. Their guard plays good. Their defense is good. They can really do it all. I think they can step it up, and I think they're going to keep their momentum, and I think they're going to win tonight at Lawrence North.
I agree with Ethan says, but I just don't think Carmel has the power to take down this high-powered Lawrence North team. I think they'll keep it close. That environment they have at their arena is really something special. Seen it last week, but I still think LA comes out on top.
It's going to be a really fun match. Really curious to see how that works.
And next up, we've got Lalamere and Montverde. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think it's not a shock to say this is the #1 game in the nation in high school basketball.
Number 1 versus number 5 in the entire country.
Yeah, like you said, Montverde's #1. They've got Indiana commit Liam McNeely. They've got Duke commit Cooper Flagg. 5 stars all across the page. Jalen Harrelson highlights Lalamere. I think Montverde's going to win this one, though. Too many players.
Some history with that one, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to roll with Montverde. They're undefeated. I think they're going to be undefeated all year. They're probably going to win a national championship. Cooper Flagg, like Sam said, #1 player in the country. Almost impossible to stop. He's going for at least 20 a night. He's going to give him points. It's going to be fun to watch him and Jalen match up against each other, but I think Montverde's going to come away with that one pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, they already said everything. Give me Montverde.
Zionsville and Avon. Matchup, nevertheless, but maybe not a very good one.
We saw them at the bottom of the conference. Zionsville too, but I think Zionsville is a more well-rounded team. I got Zionsville.
Yep, I got Zionsville too.
Yeah, I'm going to take Zionsville. I touched on it a little bit earlier. They're young. They're fun to watch. They're high-powered offense. I think Zionsville comes away with this one.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Zionsville. Avon had a good win early this season against Brownsburg, who has beaten good teams like Westfield, but I just don't think they can stop Zionsville.
And lastly, I mean, a game not a lot of people are going to watch. I mean, we got the Royals playing HSC versus Franklin Central. What are you thinking?
Yeah, not a lot of viewership on that one.
Yeah, not at all.
You know, I'm taking Franklin Central here. I just do not like what I see from the Royals. Donovan Hamilton's a solid player, but they just don't have much depth. Give me Franklin Central. Yeah,
all day. Franklin Central. Give it.
Yeah, the game's at Hamilton Southeastern, which could possibly play an effect. Franklin, they got to travel a large distance, but Franklin's playing well. They're a little bit of an underrated team in this conference. I like Franklin tonight. Give me the flashes.
HSC is playing better than they were last year, but that's not really a high bar. They're last in the conference for a reason. Give me Franklin Central.
Yeah, I'm rolling flashes.
I mean, yeah, well said there, gentlemen. I mean,
want to get this game?
I got to tell you, I mean, I'd love to stay here and chat all day, but I want to go watch this game. I don't know about you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
But I say we sign out. Thanks for watching Fisher's Game Day. It's been Ethan Poto,
Sam Keithley,
Ethan Gardner,
and Ryan Mitchell.
Peace out, guys.